Welcome to the SAP Business One Stripe template integration video. The following video will assist you in the configuration and deployment of the BPA platform integration tasks and the associated staging database. It will act as a companion to the documentation and will highlight aspects of the solution that will require alignment with your own systems. This template provides a starting point for building automation of the following processes. Open invoices created in SAP Business One with the Stripe payment method assigned to them are sent to Stripe as checkout sessions. A checkout URL link will be sent to the customer in an email that will let them pay through a Stripe-hosted checkout page. A webhook will be received from Stripe and processed by BPA Platform to create an incoming payment in SAP Business One and then close the invoice. Opened credit notes against an invoice paid through Stripe in SAP Business One are sent to Stripe as either full or partial refunds. Successful refunds in Stripe are created as outgoing payments in SAP Business One to close the credit note. Once a credit note is closed, an SAP Business One outgoing payment document will be generated. In addition, daily reports for overdue invoices are sent to your nominated recipients. You will require BPA Platform 2024, the Microsoft SQL Server Connector tool, Microsoft SQL Server 2019 or above to host the staging database, the Web Service Connector, BPA Task API Web Services, and a Stripe Sandbox. The BPA platform-related software can be downloaded via the partner area on the Codeless Platforms website. To obtain the template assets, please contact your account manager. Let's look at the contents of the downloaded template assets folder, SAP B1 Stripe. We can see the required files, including 2 SQL files. In Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, right-click and create a new database. Name the database BPA Staging and click Add, and then click OK. Next, go to File, Open, and File. Then navigate to the downloaded folder and open bpastaging.sql. Then click Execute. This will generate the following tables and stored procedures as seen here. Click File, Open, File, select the file shown, click Open, and then click Execute. This will add the following fields and initial values to the BPA Platform config table. You will need to populate this table in the staging database for the BPA Platform configuration. In BPA Platform, navigate to System, Tools, and click the Import button. Navigate to the downloaded folder and open the SAP B1 Stripe.connection file. This will now import the connections required for this template. Open Data Connectors and then open Call Stored Procedure OLEDB. Here we can see the configuration we have just imported. Select it and click Properties. Click the Connection tab. You will need to configure these settings to align them with your own systems. And click Test to ensure it is working correctly. Click OK and OK again to close. We can now close this window. Let's open the Microsoft SQL Server connector, select the BPA staging connection, and click Edit. In the Agent Connection General node, we have selected Use Integration Agent and Use Localhost, as both SAP Business One and BPA Platform are on the same machine. Please align this with your own systems. And then test the connection. Then click Next. In the SQL Server Connection General node, please align this with your own systems. Click Test Connection and click Next. In the Database node, we will refresh the cache as changes have been made to the configuration. We will open the Business Object Designer tab to show the business objects that are part of this template. However, no configuration is required in this tab. Click OK, click Yes, and click OK to close the windows. We will now open the Web Service connector. Select the connection named Stripe API v1 and click Edit. The Web Service route shows the Stripe API URL, and we can skip through the tabs to the Authentication tab. Ensure the Basic Authentication Details radio button is selected. Configure the username with your Stripe secret key, which can be found in the Stripe End User dashboard. The username is used for API authentication, and therefore no password is required. In the Advanced tab, no further configuration is required. Click OK and close. Let's open SAP Business One SL Integration. Select the connection SAP SBO Demo GB and click Edit. In the Agent Connection tab, in Connection Settings, in our example, we have selected Use Integration Agent and Localhost, as SAP Business One and BPA Platform are on the same machine. You will need to configure this to align with your own systems. Click Test Agent Connection to ensure it is working correctly. Next, open the Service Layer Connection tab. Here, you will need to enter your server address. We are using localhost. Moving on to authentication, ensure your credentials and company database name are entered here. Click Test Connection to ensure your details are correct. Click OK and OK again to close the windows. In the Output tools, open the Send Email SMTP tool. Click the connection named BPA and click Edit. Here you will need to enter your own SMTP email server details. Then click Test Connection to confirm it is working. Click OK and close. Next, we need to create a call task user. In System, Users, ensure you have a call task user in BPA Platform, with your call task username entered exactly as shown here. Then enter and confirm your password. We will now import the templated tasks. Select the Root Tasks folder and then click Import. Locate the SAP B1 Stripe.tk's file and then click Open. Once these are imported, we will expand the folders. The import has created the following task folder structure and tasks. For more information on these individual tasks, please see the accompanying documentation. Next, navigate to Tools, Execute, Call Task. Click the configuration named SmartSync and click Edit. Now the tasks have been imported, we now need to adjust the call task user settings. Here you will need to enter the call task user and your password that was created previously. click the Folder tab and expand the trees. Select the SAP B1 Stripe folder and click OK, and OK again to close. As part of the import process we have completed, global variables and global formulas are also included. You will need to configure these for your own processes. Go to System, Variables, where you will see the following. Stripe Success URL. This will be the URL where Stripe will redirect the customer after successful payment. This URL should be publicly accessible. Stripe Cancel URL. This will be the URL where Stripe will redirect the customer if payment is cancelled. This URL should be publicly accessible. SAP B1 Stripe Customer Email from Display Name. This is the display name of the customer email with the Stripe Checkout URL link. SAP B1 Stripe Customer Email from Address. This is the actual email address of the sender of the customer email with the Stripe Checkout URL link. SAP B1 Stripe Transfer Account. This is the transfer account in SAP Business One where Stripe payments are charged. You need to set up the BPA Platform Task API web service to be able to trigger tasks and receive Stripe webhooks. Please contact your Codeless Platforms account manager or consultant for setting up the Task API web service. The BPA Platform Task API web services must be installed on the same system that is running BPA Platform, including an installation of IIS. This requires the Task API Service config file to be configured. This tells IIS how to connect to the BPA Platform server, and it also contains essential information on how the web service runs. In this config file, you will need to configure a minimum of the following: Windows authentication. Next, the user and password in this config file. You will need to ensure you have a user in BPA Platform exactly as shown here. Next, we need to set up webhooks in Stripe. Log in to the Stripe End User Dashboard, then navigate to the Webhooks tab in Workbench. If you require help setting up webhooks, please see the Stripe documentation. With the webhook endpoint created, you will need to use the task ID from the following task named here. For the Task API Web Service endpoint, task ID URI parameter. Next, you will need to add these three events on the webhook endpoint. You'll get access to the Stripe signing secret upon creating the webhook endpoint. Let's configure the Stripe signing secret for our task in BPA Platform. Navigate to the imported tasks folder and open the following task. In the browser, go to the Environment tab, locate the variable named Stripe signing secret, then replace the value with your own Stripe signing secret. And that's it for this video. In the next video, we will demonstrate these tasks. If you require more details on this template, please see the accompanying documentation and the tool white papers. If further assistance is required, please contact your account manager.